Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Crack That, Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today I'm up with day 8 of the TISSNET crash course, in which I'll be covering quadrilaterals, which is a part of Basic Geometry Part 2. But before I do that, let me tell you about Unacademy's CAT 2022 Scholarship Test, which is a completely free test. You would find the link of it in the description box, and please enroll into it using your Unacademy app and my code Priyasha10, because that will give you some additional advantage in the Unacademy platform. And you will be giving this test on 13th of February, that's on Sunday 6 p.m. It is a 60 minutes test in which you have to answer 30 questions. All the questions are of the CAT level, so if you are thinking of preparing for the next year CAT, that is CAT 2022, then this is the best way to actually get started with your preparation. This can serve as an early mock where you will be getting detailed reports of how you have performed in the various sections, along with the video solutions to every question. There will be detailed analysis of all the questions, and you can join those sessions and have an analysis of it. And along with all these benefits of this free mock test, you would also stand a chance to win scholarships up to 100%, as well as some amazing prizes like MacBook Air, iPhone XR, Apple AirPods, smart watches, and also Amazon gift vouchers worth rupees 10,000. So why to wait for? This is a completely free test. So please check the link in the description box. Use the Unacademy app to enroll into it using my code Priyasha10, and just go and give this free test. Now let's get our video started. Hey everyone, so today we'll be covering the quadrilaterals theory and some practice questions and TISSNET PYQs in this video. And over here, let me tell you that after doing an analysis of the previous year papers, it is quite very obvious that they don't ask you very tough and difficult questions which are very much complex and involves lots and lots of theories and theorems in it. Rather, they focus on some general basic, we can say, properties of these particular things, like let's say the properties of quadrilaterals, properties of triangles, etc. And this 80% of the questions are actually based on simple theory, as this on your screen right now. Theory here stands for the various properties of the quadrilaterals, triangles, etc. And circle has not been seen, like I haven't seen circle in the past year papers till 2016 paper, I guess, of TISSNET. I haven't seen any question of circle. So I'm pretty sure that you need not worry about circle. Even if they give something, they will not go beyond the area of the circle, that is pi r square, and the circumference, that is 2 pi r. Okay, nothing beyond that. So don't worry about the tangents and stuff. You just need to focus on the properties of these particular closed polygons. All right. Now coming to the rectangle. Now before we get started with rectangle, there is something important I need to tell you about the quadrilaterals. Just like a triangle's sum of interior angles is 180 degree, for a quadrilateral the sum is 360 degrees. So you know that if three angles are given and one angle is missing, no matter that quadrilateral is a parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square, the fourth angle will surely be the sum of three angles subtracted from 360. All right. Now let's come down to rectangle. So the properties will not only help us in direct theoretical question related to properties, but would also help us in finding out the missing angle type questions. So rectangle, we all know that the opposite sides are equal. The opposite angles are also equal, because rather we should say that all the angles are equal to 90 degree. Now the speciality about rectangle is that the rectangle have diagonals which are equal and as well as bisecting. Okay, so diagonals bisect each other as well as they are equal. Okay, and this equal bisecting diagonals are found in rectangles and squares. Otherwise, in the other, or like in the other quadrilaterals, we don't find the diagonals equal. They might be bisecting, but they are not equal. So this is something special about rectangle and squares. And the other thing is, if I just take a diagonal and bisect it like this, you would see that I will get two right angle triangles which are congruent to each other. So this is the first property. Moving down to the next quadrilateral, which is squares. Under the squares, we know that all the sides are square? Not really. All the sides are same. Okay. So all the sides are same in a square. Every angle is equals to 90 degree. This is obvious because if you divide 360 by 4, you get 90, and the diagonals are equal and mutually perpendicular bisectors. That means in the case of a square, the diagonals are not only equal, but they also bisect each other. That means the parts are equal. So I can write that this is equal to this is equal to this. At the same time, they are perpendicular also, 90 degree, cutting each other at exactly 90 degree. And if I cut it like this, I will be getting again a right angle triangle, but this time this right angle triangle will be an isosceles one because the two sides are equal. And the quadrilateral formed by joining successive midpoints of a sides of a square is a square, meaning that if I take this square and I take the midpoint as this, and this, and I join these midpoints, then the figure which is formed inside is also a square. That's the property. Now let's come down to parallelograms, a very interesting one. So parallelograms, this is how a parallelogram looks like. And in the case of parallelograms, the opposite sides are equal. Similarly, the opposite angles are also equal, and the diagonals just bisect each other. So that means this diagonal, and taking another color to depict that they are not same, are actually bisecting each other. That means this is same and this is same, but that does not mean that the red line and the yellow line are same. Okay, so they are not equal, but they bisect each other. And the consecutive angles are supplementary. Consecutive angles here means this angle and the next angle, or this angle and this angle, they are supplementary to each other, but the opposite ones will be equal. Now you need to remember this, guys, or note it down, because after showing you these properties, I am going to go down to the practice section where I'll give you questions on all of them, like parallelogram, trapezoid, rhombus, everything. So for that you need to remember, okay, remember these points. You can either take a screenshot or you can just note it down somewhere. Coming down to rhombus. Now rhombus is very similar to a square and often mistaken also to be a square, but it is not so. Rhombus can look like this. The similarity is, of course, that the sides are equal. So this is one major similarity. We also have the similarity that the opposite angles are equal. All right. The diagonals are not equal and bisect each other at 90 degrees. So the diagonals bisecting each other at 90 degrees is a property of square as well. But the place where they do not match is the diagonals are not equal. So again, I'll draw the same thing. I'll draw one diagonal in yellow color and the other diagonal in red color. Okay, they are bisecting each other at 90 degrees. So this and this are same, bisecting. This and this are same, but the two diagonals, red and yellow, are not same. Okay, and here in the case of edge, like the properties of rhombus also says us that the adjacent angles are supplementary, just as in the case of parallelogram we knew that if this is one angle and then the adjacent angle will be this angle, and they are supplementary, that is the sum is 180 degree. All right, now let's go down to another quadrilateral, which is trapezium. Now trapezium has two types, guys. First is, see, first of all you need to know what is a trapezium. So it has two parallel sides. Okay, the parallel sides of the trapezium are called as bases and the non-parallel sides are called as legs. Okay, we also call a trapezium as a trapezoid. Now what are the properties which we need to know for a trapezium? The properties which we need to know is, first of all, the one pair of the opposite sides are parallel. So let me just draw the trapezium for you once. This is my trapezium or trapezoid. Okay, here you see that this side is parallel to this side, correct? They are not equal, so the notation I have used is wrong basically. This side is parallel to this side, so this will be called as the bases, and the non-parallel sides will be called as the legs. Okay, now here also the property says that the diagonals intersect each other, but they are not equal. So this and the other one, this, are actually bisecting each other. That means this and this will be equal and this will be equal, but they are not same. The sum of the interior angles of a trapezoid is 360 degree. This is no new story, guys, because I have told you in the beginning of the video only that the sum of the quadrilateral sums up to 360 only, and trapezium is a quadrilateral, and the adjacent sides again supplementary. So just like the previous two quadrilaterals, here also we just need to know that this side and this side are supplementary. That's all. Now, isosceles trapezium, same figure. The difference is that the non-parallel sides are equal. So, same figure. The difference is that the non-parallel sides are equal. So, when the non-parallel sides becomes equal, there are few more properties added to the existing property. Property number one is the lower base angles are same. So it's isosceles, that's why the lower base angles are same. Similarly, the upper base angles are also same. They are exactly same, okay? And lower and upper together make it 180 degree. That is supplementary. Interesting, isn't it? Now it's time for all of us to get down to few practice questions, okay? This will be the application of what we learned so far. So the first question is, if the angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio of 2376, then what is the longer measure of the angle? I mean the longer end, okay? You need to find out the longest side. So here, the basic method is, let us take the value as x. So the value of the angle will be 2x, 3x, 7x, 6x. Okay. Then we know that the sum of the angles in the quadrilateral is 360 degree. So 2x, 3x, 7x. Very long story. What you can simply do is add up all of this. This is how much? 3 plus 7 is 10, 16 and 18. So this is 18x is equals to how much? 180 degree or 360 degree? It's 360 degree. So that means x is equals to 20 degree. Now the smallest angle will be 20 into 2, 40 degree. But we need the longest one. So longest one will be multiplied to the biggest ratio, that is 7, and that would eventually give me 140 degrees. So the answer will be option C, which is 140 degrees. Okay, simple application. Here people will look at this question. Few will say, this is a ratio question. Basically, the questions in the examination are a part of 2-3 chapters cumulatively mixed, but that never means that it is hard. Okay, again, yet another interesting question for all of you. Find the value of x. Now you have to first find out that which is this quadrilateral. As you see this quadrilateral, you all can guess that this is a parallelogram, and now we have to recall all the properties of parallelogram which we have learned. Okay, so we have learned that in the case of parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal and the opposite angles are also equal. So opposite angles are equal, that means angle B and angle D will be equal, but I don't need angle D, I need the value of x. Now, do you remember that they are supplementary to each other? Of course they are, okay? So I remember, so that means angle B plus angle C will actually give me 180 degree. So let's do the calculation accordingly, that 2x plus 15 plus x is equals to 180 degree. So that means 3x is equals to 180 minus 15 degree. That would be equals to 165. Now x is equals to 165 by 3. So 3 5s are 15 and then carry over again 5s are. So x comes out to be 55 degrees, which is option C. This just requires your knowledge of the properties. If you know the property that they are supplementary, that's as easy to do. The other longer method is to add up 2x plus 15 plus 2x plus 15 plus x. All the four angles together make 360 degree. So that's consequently a longer process. Eventually you will get the same answer. Now, here we come to another question where we have to find out the value of angle G. सबसे पहले आपका ये काम है that you have to first recognize which quadrilateral is this. So looking at this, we get to know that this is a rhombus, and in the case of rhombus, what happens in the case of opposite angles? Are they equal? Are they supplementary? They are equal. So since we know that they are equal, if angle E is 115, angle G has to be 115 degrees. No second option. So option D is the correct answer, and you could have answered this in the fraction of a second if you know which quadrilateral is this and if you know the properties related to it. Easy, isn't it? Now moving down to the fourth question. This one is a trapezium. Fine. Now, here I'll help you with one thing. I have just missed out mentioning that the first part of this question is actually missing, that it is an isosceles trapezium. Now, if I give you the information that this is an isosceles trapezium, what will be your next step? You know that the lower angles are equal to each other, the upper angles are equal to each other. So, are we going to do 120 plus 120 plus x plus y is equals to 360 degree? Nah, a long way. I know that the adjacent angles are supplementary to each other. So that's all. 120 plus x is equals to how much? The value of that will come out to be 180 degree supplementary. So x will be equals to 60 degrees. Finish. Okay. Now what do they want us to measure? Angle x and y will be equal, right? So sum of x and y will be how much? Y is the lower base angle, so it will also be 60, and the sum will be 120 degrees. So the answer is option A, 120 degrees. The only part missing in this question was an isosceles trapezium. So if I say that this is an isosceles trapezium, we can apply our rules and do the questions at a much faster rate compared to any other person. Now, one more question, and this one is a damn interesting question. Okay, this is perimeter of a parallelogram. So you have been given the sides in terms of variables. You have to find out the perimeter. Okay, let's recall our parallelogram properties. First, opposite sides are equal. So using the property of opposite sides being equal, I know that 30 is equals to 4p minus 2. Can I find out the value of p? I don't need to. This is a simple wastage of time. Why? Because I just need the value of q to get it. I know that if this is 30, this is also 30. Finish. I don't need it for the perimeter. What I need for the perimeter is the value of q, right? So we just need to solve this. 8q is equals to 7q plus 3. That means q is equals to 3. And once I get the value of q is equals to 3, I'll get the value of 8q, that is 24. And now no more calculation. Please don't calculate 7q plus 3 because they are going to be surely equal because it's a parallelogram, opposite sides equal. So I have 30 plus 30, that is 60, and then I have 24 plus 24, that is 48, eventually giving me 108 units as the perimeter. Fantastic, isn't it? Yes. Okay, now in front of these questions which you have done in the practice problem, the TISSNET PYQ will appear so easy that you will feel like, oh, come on. Okay, now these are some very basic, again, theoretical based questions which I found from the PYQ. The first one is related to quadrilateral and the second one is related to triangle. The first one says, which of the following sentences is correct? Now, what's a cyclic quadrilateral, guys? Cyclic quadrilateral is a quadrilateral which has a circle outside is, that is circumscribed circle, and for having a circumscribed circle around it, we need to touch all the points of the figure on the circle. Meaning, let's take a very basic example of a this, what should I say, this is a square. Okay, so my circle, I'm very bad at drawing, so please pardon me. And I said I am bad. Okay, wait, what I can do is I can literally first make a circle and then make a square inside it. That's easier. It doesn't looks like a square though, but just assume that it is one. Okay, because I am saying. All right, so this is a cyclic quadrilateral. So here you have to find out which is the correct one. Can a rhombus make a cyclic quadrilateral? No, this is a property that rhombus cannot make a cyclic quadrilateral. For a cyclic quadrilateral, we can only go for square. Okay, square, and then trapezium. Other diagonals are like other things are also possible, but the property of rhombus doesn't falls into a cyclic quadrilateral. Now, are the diagonals of the rhombus equal? No, only rectangle and square have it equal. So I understand that line number 1 and line number 2 are definitely not correct. So option A, B, C gone because it has line number sentence number 1 in it. Now let's come down to a rhombus that can be inscribed in a circle is a square. Yes, because if you are able to inscribe a rhombus inside a circle, that means that it will have exactly 90 degrees as its angle and it will automatically become a square. So this is correct, and the opposite angles of the rhombus are equal. This is also correct. So I know that, see, the most common thing which we know out of all these four things is that the fourth sentence is surely correct. So when you know the fourth sentence is surely correct, you easily eliminate option A and option C, and now you're left with just to decide that 3 is correct or 1 is correct. Okay, and just think about it, apply common sense. Now I am just saying this for the people who don't know this property. If you look at the question, sentence number 1 and 3, rhombus is a cyclic quadrilateral and a rhombus that can be inscribed in a circle is called a square. Cyclic quadrilateral is the quadrilateral which is inscribed inside the square. So 1 and 3 तो फिर दोनों ही correct हो जाएगा if they are correct. Okay, so think in that way. Just think in that way that it cannot be possible. Rhombus अगर cyclic quadrilateral हो ही जाता तो फिर उससे square क्यों बुलाते हम लोग? That's the point. Okay. So the answer is option D. And the last one, I have kept an easy question at the end so that while leaving the video, you would be extremely happy and you would be like, sure, now I'm going to like this video, share it with more and more people, and subscribe to the channel if I'm new to this channel. Just kidding. It's very easy that if all the angles of a triangle are equal, then it is mandatory that all these sides will also be equal, because that will then make it a equilateral triangle, and equilateral triangle has all the sides equal and all the angles equal to 60 degrees. Yippee! Like this, we have completed now the various things related to quadrilateral which you need to know for the examination. And if you like this video, then please like this video, share it with more and more and more people, and subscribe to this channel if you are new to this channel. I'll be up with more such videos. Till then, please take care and thanks for watching.